Die on your own time.
I hope we open with that. Just die on your own time.
Evening, everyone.
Pretty sure you just told me to die alone.
Oh,
Wow.
well, that was the implication, yes, but
Yeah.
you said the quiet part out loud.
As long as it's not on my time. I mean,
Oh shit. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna die camping just to spite you.
Shared time. Yeah, that sounds about right.
so for those of you not watching the live stream, please jump ahead about 15 minutes to get to the CRKT. Fial and Nucleus review. It's a Fiat. It's a Fiat.
Nucleus.
It's got a hatchback.
We're gonna take a hard left turn here, and not that hard. It's a Fiat.
You'd roll the fucking thing. Don't.
They're too low, man. They gotta drive like go-karts, no?
One would hope.
Yeah,
the
like
wheels aren't.
MR2.
It's worse. The wheels aren't actually functional. It's just a big ball underneath the vehicle that just rolls.
I really don't like that for some reason. I
Yeah,
feel strongly about it.
it's not a great mental image, but it is one.
Giant rolling ball.
Excellent.
Aren't they all? Aren't they all?
Oh.
Well, well,
Yeah.
be that as it may. What are y'all carrying this week?
That is a question. I think he's talking to us.
I think so. I went first last time. Unless you got something fancy that you're hiding, you know.
I'm not hiding anything fancy. I'm carrying something slightly fancy.
I can go first.
You all think you're carrying things fancier than they actually are, but that's fine.
Mildly fancy.
Is it a CRKT?
No.
Then it might be fancy.
Yeah, there's only like 4, maybe 5 fancy CRKTs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
I was
hero.
gonna say it could have been the exclusives that they don't let us have. You know, could have
Good
been
lord.
those ones.
I would like to have played with some of those people. Michael Walker. Anyway.
Yeah, no doubt.
Or even a Nucleus or a Fial.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with a Fiat.
Or
It's
the
harder
Fial.
harder to roll.
Well, faster too.
Yeah. Allegedly.
No, I assume this is faster than the
Oh.
Fial. It's faster than the Fiat.
I see what you're saying now. Yes.
Indeed. I'm happy to go first if nobody else is.
Sure, go for it.
Cool start.
So last week I got called out for not carrying a knife in a while, so
Yeah.
I carried that knife for a while, and it's my bailout.
My bailout.
My bailout.
It's true. It's true. It wasn't just
Hey.
today that he carried it. Yeah, that's a good shot.
That's actually some nice highlighting of those textures. Very nice.
It's on your ledge again, Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Paul.
Yeah.
Paul learns lessons
But
slowly, it seems.
You'll note it is fully on the ledge.
Yeah, it's not hanging off, but
It is not hanging off in any way, shape, or form. It's also not stuck down. So there is that. There's a lot less steel in this one too for me to be able to get this one back. So I gotta be careful.
I don't know if I've ever thought to ask this, Paul, but is your railing not magnetic?
No, it's aluminum.
It isn't? Oh, boo. Okay. I was going to say, like, what are the chances you could take tiny, like, little cube magnets, kind of like what we have at work, and just use those?
Yeah. I was saying to you guys earlier that I was making bone broth. So when I was setting it up last night, it was nice sunset light coming in through the smoke and stuff.
Yeah.
And it just was an impromptu kind of shot.
Yeah, last night was a, speaking of smoke, orange moon on the way home.
Yeah.
Looked neat, but I was like, my phone's not going to be able to capture this very well, but looks cool.
No, it'll superimpose a picture from the internet over top of your moon.
Yeah. Fucking Samsung. Anyway, so you have the clip on the wrong side. What the hell?
Yeah, it's I go lefty with it. I back pocket carry this thing.
Also a long clip. What the hell?
It's better. So as a righty carrying the clip lefty, the way that my hand actually wraps around it,
It just disappears.
it gets extra grip and it just disappears. So
Yeah.
in this case, I like it more,
Oh, Paul.
especially in the back pocket.
Yeah, you do.
Wow.
Likes it long in the back pocket. That's
Wow.
Sounds
Where
about right.
where else is he gonna put it? Come on.
on that note. I also was carrying a Benchmade,
Oh.
Okay,
Oh. Okay.
so I'm segueing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
indeed.
So, and something that I also haven't carried that often in a while. I wasn't called out about it. I just realized I should probably carry it a little bit more, and there was some conversations this week, so it was in the pocket all weekend long. But that's why they call it the Weekender. You see.
There you go.
So,
Nice.
We were talking
yeah.
about that thing being a good camp knife.
So for something that's clipless, and yeah, I went there. Look at all fancy like
That is an ominous photo, sir.
Oh, dude, I went Halloween on there. This
That thing is perched looking for victims.
Yeah.
I might be one of them. Don't worry about it. I was taking this angle at a very steep.
Yeah.
Catch it right in the jugular as it falls.
Son of a bitch. Yeah.
Yeah, I might be touching up the edge tonight because I think it drove into the soil. I think it's basically clean, but I think there might have been one spot that I got a strop to clean up. Might have dinged off a rock when it jackknifed into the dirt. But
Yeah.
I will say, handy little thing. If you are not on the go and in your clip thingy and don't mind opening a knife with two hands, I mean, you can do it with one hand with a notchy notch, but it's not necessarily comfortable, right? So
I do like the fact that it is doable, though. That is kind of a cool thing that
Yeah.
if you absolutely had to, you could.
From my memory playing with this knife, it seemed like one of those knives that if you were using kind of a pinch grip like this and pushing with your thumb and middle finger at the same time, you'd have a lot easier of a time getting it out. But wasn't that bad at all, yeah.
Yeah, and also that's a great theory if you're a righty. So
does it nest the blade into the handle otherwise? Yeah, okay.
Well, it's yeah. So
a little too hidden.
I'm trying to go across the one blade to get into. So you can do it. But yes, I also don't mind grabbing a knife and doing one of these. It's fancy how that works. Yeah. So, Ben, glad you enjoyed your trip. Jealous I wasn't out there this weekend, but I can't complain. I was out there a couple weekends ago. So,
yeah, it's a good trip.
Yeah. And so, good times. Weekend, ominous photos, butterflies in the background.
And yours is a special version with S90, isn't it?
Yeah, damn Skippy it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that
tell
was
in this photo that it's also purple.
Yeah.
That was the other reason why the conversation came up, is because I did carry my Buck 112 a couple times this year as my camp option.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's got the quick bar
stud
thing. Yeah, it's not a stud, it's the brass bar. It is a little easier to open one-handed, whatever, but I did find myself enjoying it quite a bit. I'm just, as I'm saying that, I'm like, I wonder if I could quick bar this one.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that.
My 112 and see if I can put it on there just out of curiosity's sake. But anyway, regardless.
Very neat.
Absolutely.
Similar to Dennis, I was also carrying some S90V. I'm pretty sure the only S90V in my collection, the Native 5. Also a knife that Dennis has called out as being like, you should carry that knife more. I'm like, yeah, I probably should. I have been.
You probably should, really.
Yeah.
Do you not own a Manly?
No, I do not.
Me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you did.
It's another one that I should carry more often and should be my fucking camp option.
In the other room, I have my military in S110, but that's the only, I think I have one blade in S110. This is the only one in S90 that I have at the moment.
So Spyderco, you say?
Yeah, I like Spyderco's heat treatment of steels like this, and I like the fluting they have on this handle. It's a lot of fun.
I still kick myself for not taking advantage of where you got these.
Yeah, probably would have been the
Both-
right time, but
Yeah.
and
Well, you know,
Also-
you live, you learn. You know,
Yes.
also like Paul, I refuse to change from a pocket clip that just pisses Dennis off.
it's terrible. It's just terrible.
Dude, I actually am a big fan of the regular spoon clip, though. The more I carry my deep carry options, and the more I carry these guys, where there's room for the edge of my hand at the end of the knife, it's like, man, I can't get over how flippin' comfortable that is.
There's no contest, dude. There's no
Dude,
contest.
I
Like,
have that. I have that in yet another room. My Fial with a deep carry clip. I don't really like it. I don't really like it in hand.
you're a crazy asshole.
Yeah, but you know.
Indeed.
Good times. Good times. Started late, finished early. Look at us go.
Hey,
You know.
making good use of free time. Sort of.
Yeah, people are gonna have to jump back 2 minutes.
I'm sure we can waffle on for a minute and a half.
That's true. We probably could. Yeah, I need this knife, and I also need one of those clips.
I do think you need a native of some kind. Even if not the S90V version, there's been so many different variations over the years. Might be worth looking on secondary just to see if you get lucky with something cool.
Well, you got magnet cuts coming out. You got what's
Yeah.
the purple?
Mm.
Oh, I forgot they were doing a native in the micro melt. Yeah.
What's
Well.
the micro metal again? What exactly?
It's close to crewware. To K390. I think it was supposed to be similar to. Good lord,
Okay.
I'm drawing a blank. Hold on a sec.
But a coated blade. Do they make it? Do
yeah.
they make a native lightweight in K390?
I don't
Spatico's
think so.
website we go.
No, I don't think so either. But
I don't think they make a
So-
K390 native.
Ignoring the little natives and the native chiefs, they have. Oh, they have S110V and Spy 27.
Yeah, they have an S110 version.
Yeah.
Blurples. And the Magnas.
liquid hot magma.
Magma. So yes. Yeah.
I could go Maximate. That'd be fun.
Hmm.
Just never drop it.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well.
so 2 minutes is up.
CRKT, you says. Oh, just gonna close the door here.
Did I say
What was
it?
that door?
I guess we did. We all collectively said it. I mean,
What did
Joe
we say?
probably says it. CRKT.
Mm.
Joe probably says it more than the rest of us do.
What am I saying?
CRKT. Just those words. Like, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a
probably.
general rule.
Yeah.
Because you said CRKT, you say. And I'm like, well, I think you say it more than I do. But it's,
This is true.
it's,
See,
I
I
guess
like.
we're gonna say it a couple more times this evening. It's
We could if we really wanted to, and I think we probably should.
well, I'm just gonna call it cricket just to annoy some people. So
Oh.
This
Like
guy.
me?
Yeah. Is that not also an OU, Dennis? No? No? All right.
No, my sister's nickname. So
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
I just
No,
think it's funny.
That's a fine nickname, but that's not the name of the company.
Well, she has some of those knives because she got duped and then was like, "Look at my cricket knives." No, I don't think
Touche.
there was even any duping. I think
I was gonna say.
she knew. I mean, not that you need to be duped to buy a CRKT or anything. It's
Jesus. That's a little
Yeah.
on the nose, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. It's yeah.
Oh, what do you mean value for dollar is interesting?
Depends on the
Those-
knife. It's knife to knife.
Yeah, okay, so what about these knives? What about
Less
these
so.
knives, Paul?
Less so,
Yeah.
less so. A little
So-
bit less so.
So just to throw it out there, because we don't even have to break down one for one. Both of these knives retail for $113 USD.
Indeed.
That is true.
So, yeah, that's good times. Good times. Whether that's a value or not, both of them are using 12C27 Sandvik. Then they stray because there's a whole bunch of other specs that are very different.
Exceptionally different. Yeah.
Like weight,
Well,
Yeah.
a little bit.
You know, don't worry about it. So,
Where are we starting?
that's a hella question.
So these are both designed by the same dude, Princeton Wong. 2 years prior, the custom version of the Fial won some awards at Blade Show.
And then this one won it this year. Won an award this year.
Yes. Yes, it did.
Yeah, you want to say that with more gusto? You bet it did.
Say.
Most innovative design. Come on.
Yeah.
It's innovation at its finest. Hang on a second.
Are we not French enough to appreciate this knife? Is that the problem?
I have some. Oh, I pulled out the wrong one. I got some innovation right here. There's a 100-year-old innovation right there. It's a good time. That's right. Yeah.
Don't even want
And then
to.
I realized my other one doesn't actually have a corkscrew.
Do you have a Languille with a corkscrew in the back? Because there's a couple of those floating around out there. And by couple, I mean
a leg wheel.
Thousands.
So we're talking about overpaying on knives. You say it's
there's a theme. There's a theme here.
It's the leg wheel, you say.
Yeah, but does it come from the Laguiole area of France?
Yeah, otherwise it's just a sparkling ripoff.
Just the corkscrew.
Sparkling fly knife?
You know what? Yeah, we're already beating on the Fial. Let's focus on that one first. Yeah, Dennis, what's the weight on this thing?
All right, so we got some specs. Here's a rundown for you. 3.6-inch blade. Overall blade thickness is 3.7 mils.
All right.
Overall length is 8 1/4. Weight is 5.6 ounces. It's 12C27 Sandvik with some sort of fancy wine key, as it were.
Is that what they're calling it?
They're unlocking the wines.
Good Lord. Okay.
Yeah. So what else we got here?
You got a fancy pivot?
Sure do.
I do like the pivot. The pivot is nice looking.
Yeah, it's kind of cute.
Stainless steel handle. So 5.6 ounces, you say? Yeah.
Well, multiple layers of stainless steel handle too.
Oh, and before you ask, does this have a bushing system or a bearing system? The answer is both. I have a picture in my collection of pictures here. Where the heck is it?
Both.
It's got both?
Both.
There we go. Yeah, so it's got washers on the outside for the hinges of the, not the cap lifter. What would you call that?
Oh, the lever.
Yeah.
That you lever against.
Okay.
So that has some brass washers, and then you can see the caged bearing system in the middle there next to the blade.
All right.
It does have a front flipper.
What's that?
I said it does have a front flipper.
It does, yes.
It flips open pretty nicely. Pretty decently.
I was going to say I have some in-hand shots of this guy as well.
She's full. She's a fully.
Yeah, it's not a small knife by any stretch.
A lot of naff.
Yeah. It's full size.
Well, of course, because you can't unlock your wines with a little knife.
So
he's got you there, Joe. Argue that.
What about my tiny wines? I want a tiny knife for my tiny wines.
Tiny wine.
Tiny wine.
Tiny wines. Yeah. Just a little guy. You know.
Tiny wine.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What happens when you pull out an Albertan wine right there?
That's right.
There's a picture with the corkscrew fully open. The corkscrew, I actually like the corkscrew on this less expensive version of the Fial. It's got like a blue PVD coating to it, which is kind of neat. I like the application here. The color contrast is really nice.
But was it made in France?
You've asked this, and
No.
I don't think so.
The answer is no, sir. Sir.
Yeah.
No.
Aren't these ones still made in France?
Yes, I think
Swiss
the
Army?
corkscrews are still made in
Yes.
France.
Yeah.
From Swiss Army, yes, indeedly. On the note of fanciness, they did make a titanium M390 version for $275 USD.
Yes.
What's the blade on that?
M390 with titanium.
Ooh.
Those were the words.
I-
Now that weight drops it down to 3.8 ounces instead of 5.6.
So
what you're telling me is this knife was made as a titanium knife, and at that point it seemed pretty reasonable in weight.
It does. It does. What doesn't seem reasonable is that it's a one-way clip on both versions. That's not reasonable.
Look,
Anyway.
We're gonna have some discussion about that clip. Trust me on that.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hang on. I just have it handy. We can take a look at some terrible clips to go along with the terrible clip we're looking at currently.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about, and I certainly don't have photos of it. Good lord. Holy
Joe
shit.
certainly, let me know. Put it in your pocket. It's actually pretty decent, and
Yeah.
it is. But I don't know why it's around a corner.
It is
Functionally.
in the pocket. It's fine. In hand, a little pinchy.
That
And-
ramp is got some
Yeah.
yeah.
The big thing for me when it comes to this pocket clip is as it's resting in your pocket, it's not the flat section of the bend that's actually resting, it's the edge of one of the bends that's resting on the seam. So theoretically that's going to chew up your pocket pretty goddamn fast, even if you have like slacks where the seam is going more like this as opposed to jeans where they're more horizontal. Even in that orientation, it's interesting choice. And then if you go back to look at the titanium version, less of a problem because they're using I don't know if it's a 3D machined block or if it's got standoffs underneath like some of their clips do, but it's clearly not the same setup as the folded wire clip or folded sheet metal clip.
But also not as deep carry from the looks of things.
No, so you do lose out on the ultra deep carry, but
you also lose that out on the regular one because it doesn't fit that deep. It fits to the edge.
Yeah. It's a little odd.
Kind of off to the side, a hint type of thing, right?
Yeah.
So,
It fit in the pocket fine. Don't get me wrong, but the clip is weird.
I'd keep an eye on it. Yeah.
There's a knife, the CRKT Foresight. If you want to bring up a picture, speaking of just some nice clips that CRKT has brought us throughout the years.
One minor complaint about that fancy one.
Yeah.
It's got a silver corkscrew.
There you go, Paul. Just for you.
Oh.
There's a good one.
Foresight, yeah. So the Foresight was very comfortable in hand, but that pocket clip,
Oh, I see. Yes. Okay. I don't like that. I didn't even see that clip because that's not where I was looking.
Yeah, well,
I was looking at them finger choils.
don't look at the bat symbol down the back of it.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about that.
They were a bug out clip before bug out clips, huh?
Yeah, but then on like a ZT 308 size knife.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's not a small knife.
Yeah, it's not small.
I mean, they were
Certainly
both
not.
designed by Ken Onion, so it's
But is it light like a shenanigan?
no, sir. It was aluminum handles with stainless steel liners.
But
Touche.
unskeletonized. The thing was heavy as shit.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
did you mention you can hide nothing in the internal pockets because there isn't any.
Nothing is a
Pockets
treat
for
for
you.
later. No. Nope.
Well, everything can be a treat.
Indeed.
Well, Be that
Yeah.
as it may.
Kind of disappointing that is a silver corkscrew.
As opposed
compared
to,
to-
I know, I really like the blue PVD corkscrew.
Well,
Well,
they
and it was on the
just
custom.
knew that you weren't going to piss off the people that paid $275 when it wore off.
Of course.
And the people that are paying $113 can go F themselves. So, for CRKT, it was a smart move.
They could have just done it. It's $275, and it's made of tight. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, Joe's response.
Sure.
For Hendrix, yeah.
Sure.
Tell me I'm wrong. Come on.
Well,
No, 100%. But the custom was titanium. The expensive one is titanium. It's already $275.
So
just make the titanium corkscrew, anodize it blue, and people would recognize the fact that the blue is going to fade over time if they use it.
No, they're going to be like, mine doesn't look like in the pictures. Send it back. You'll talk to my lawyers.
So,
I mean,
yeah, no, I got you.
Like that. It's
I got you.
Okay, hoping what I'm hearing is children screaming outside.
You're getting clicks, are you?
No, I'm getting like background screaming.
Getting the clicks, man.
Sure, it's kids.
Sure, it's kids.
I hope it's
clicking
kids.
with me again.
No, no.
I'd prefer if it's the children screaming. What, Joe?
Okay.
What he said.
Ultimate durability, stainless steel handle withstands hard use. I bet it does. This thing can be used as a fucking hammer. Okay, CRKT has used aluminum many times over the years in a lot of knives in a variety of different configurations. Are you telling me you had to use stainless steel on the outside of this knife in order for it to be effective? You couldn't have used aluminum to keep the weight down?
The only thing that I think they needed to make out of stainless steel for sure on this knife is the lever that you push against the bottle with. That should probably have been steel.
Yeah, the lever.
Everything else.
The pivot hardware assembly and the liners. There's actually a little bit of clever engineering, and I'm sure this is on the custom too, but if you look at the liner here, there's a tab that's been water jet or EDM cut or whatever, and it's been pushed down. That bar actually interfaces with the tab on by the tang of the corkscrew, and that gives it a half stop and a locked open and locked, pushed open and pushed close position. Pretty clever, pretty cool. That definitely has to be steel if you want it to last for any length of time. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Christ, this knife is heavy.
Is that black piece there and the silver beside it stainless steel? Because those should definitely be aluminum.
Well, the silver piece is stainless, but the black piece here that's raised, I think.
Yeah.
I actually didn't test with a magnet. That could be aluminum. I'm not 100% sure. It does have that kind of fuzzed texture that you sometimes see on their.
That's why I was wondering. Yeah.
On their aluminum stuff.
It doesn't mention anything about
any aluminum.
Yeah, just handle material stainless steel. Yeah.
I mean, the pivot collar is probably. Anyway, I guess that doesn't matter nearly so much, but yeah.
But in all of CRKT's glory, word for word, marvel at how the boot lever almost invisibly aligns with the contours of the handle and easily slice through charcuterie with the generous drop point plate. So marvel at it.
So
marvel, Joe.
Have you guys ever tried to cut through a good amount of cheese with a very thick blade like this?
Are you asking us
3.7 mils? 3.7 mils thick.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. You think I'm gonna put this through cheese with any ease? Like, sure, I'm cutting up salami into pieces, whatever. But
charcuterie, so I'm pretty sure that it's like, the aerosol cheese whiz and like Ritz cracker sleeves.
It's like Cracker Barrel, or not Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, exactly.
Squeeze cheese.
Black Diamond cheese at best.
I got Schneider's pepperettes going on here. It's only the finest.
When I was younger, I literally brought a can of that spray cheese home for my sister from the U.S.
Hey, I think all of us ate spray cheese from the U.S. as Canadians, because I don't think it was a thing up here.
I think it was here for a very short time, maybe, because I remember my sister having it every once in a while, but maybe my dad grabbed it because he would work
Maybe
cross
it was
border.
just that no, self-conscious parent would let their children eat that shit.
There's that.
I'm not touching that.
So,
but charcuterie. Yeah.
so who is this knife aimed at?
The French.
Outside of the French and outside of fans of Princeton Wong's work.
Well, you see here, charcuterie.
I think this would actually be a pretty decent like bartender's knife. Like, I think there's actually a solid argument for it. It's 12C Sandvik. It's gotta be tough. Gonna be pretty stainless. It's a heavy duty build, whether you like it or not.
You could easily like cut the seal on a wine bottle with it.
Oh yeah. There's
the
even
14 or the 12C, and then just strap it back.
I'm sure it's intended to be, but do they talk about the bottle opener in the next to the sharpening choil there on the tang? I don't know if they do.
Well, I think. Go ahead.
Because they don't say bottle on the page here.
I don't think it's a bottle opener. I think that just fits around the corkscrew to get the blade tucked away completely.
I don't know about that. I actually don't know how that interface.
I mean, it only says that it has a wine key. It says nothing about a beer key. It would specifically mention beer key incorporated.
Aren't beer keys just your keys so you can shut? No.
I don't. But I don't think it actually matters, because if you look at the way that the corkscrew sits, it can turn independently. Doesn't matter whether the knife is open or closed. So I think that was just intended to be a bottle opener.
I really like when bottle openers are right beside the sharp edge of a knife. It always seems like such a great idea for me.
Super safe for both you and the blade.
Yeah.
Only other thing, I guess, stop pins. That might have to be there for that stop pin.
Yeah.
Wait.
That would have been my guess.
But it's not.
It's like
but it's not
style.
Because I think the sharpened section of that tang is if the interface is there, that means the stop pins, it would normally hit here. Yeah, there's no reason for that to be there except to be a bottle opener. It doesn't interact with the.
Yeah, but they would say something.
You'd think so, but they didn't with the Cubit until people in the community started saying, "Is this a bottle opener?" So I don't know, man. It was probably something that he thought of in the custom, and then yeah.
You know what? I hope it is a bottle opener, and I hope to never use it as a bottle opener because I will cut the shit out of my hands.
I was gonna say I can't wait to hear how many people slice themselves.
Yeah.
Is it the Tops bartender defender? Is that what the?
Yep, it is.
Because they make a 1 and a 2, and I think it's the 2 that they switched it and they put the bottle opener on the back of the knife and they put a hole in the sheath even so you can use it.
You know what?
While it's sheathed.
It may have been an unintentional. I don't know. That could have been intentional. I don't know. There's a custom version of the Fial on screen right now, and it does have that curve. So I don't know.
I mean, that is a good looking knife right there.
I mean,
doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you were asking about like why are people buying this?
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but I do know why CRKT made it. Because this is straight up CRKT's alley. Is just like, you ever seen one of these before? Outside of Leguiel?
Yeah. I always imagine CRKT guys working at CRKT just introducing people to new product. Like, yeah, exactly.
I got this great idea.
You want to see this bullshit? Here, take a look at this.
I see it like that as well, but with smoke bombs. Like
to disappear once they've sold you that. No.
Well, that's just it. You got the money.
CRKT's warranty department has treated me well over the years. I will say that.
Well, have they? Have they?
Well, the warranty department did.
Sticklers?
Nobody else.
Sticklers have been sorted out?
Nope. No.
I was gonna say, how
yeah.
good is the warranty department here?
Lately, not amazing, but I mean, it's been okay for some things. I did get stuff in the mail, but not
Have you ever reached out
strings.
to them in response to the stickler now?
No, I never did. I never did double back to follow up.
I would reach out now and see if there is.
It'd be like, hey, the stickles.
I bought this knife and it broke immediately. What's up?
Yeah.
And you're like, we can't keep up with production. Don't ask us for parts. You're like, I don't want those parts. Could I wait a year and ask you again for better parts?
Yeah, that might be the thing to do.
Why do I not remember what the stickler looks like?
A blue melon baller.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, that's right.
The old stickler tickler.
It's the blue baller.
Don't. Oh, all right. Well.
No, it's too late. It's too late.
Yeah, now we just have to live with it. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna close a bunch of these photos here, but yeah. So interesting design, kind of crazy, not cheap. It's a big boy. It's a heavy boy. I think it'll have its fans, but it's going to take a particular kind of person to want to carry this regularly, I think.
I think tied off on a lanyard and like tucked into like an apron of like a fancy lad in a fancy restaurant, it would be a good option.
Actually, yeah, and there is a lanyard hole in the backspacer for this guy.
If your job title is fancy lad,
congratulations, you've made it.
Here you go.
Yeah.
I will say this though, I do like the fact that the corkscrew is also the backspacer.
It does look interesting for sure.
Yeah.
I don't actually know if I have a picture of the spine of this thing while it's closed. Oops. Well. Oh, I kind of do with the pocket clip here. You can see it hanging out.
Hanging out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
No.
Oh, relevant to relevant size comparison. Here it is next to a dragonfly. And Nucleus.
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 Why do we have to say the name of that knife like Lilu Dallas Multipass? Nucleus.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So, yeah, we can kind of round this one out and dive into Nucleus.
Indeed.
If we want.
Do we want to grade this thing?
We can. We can.
I want to give it a grade, but I don't know that this grade is correct. But it's funny.
All right.
I want to give it a 7.5 because a wine bottle is 750 milliliters. See, that's where we're at. But between that pocket clip and the price, I don't know. 7.5 is a fair.
Yeah, this is a tiny bottle again, dude. We're in Alberta.
It's ice wine, so maybe is 3.75 fair? That doesn't seem fair either.
Whatever you feel is right in your heart.
That's roughly what the fancy one converts to polar bear dollars afterwards.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, go ahead.
I was gonna say I would like to give this a somewhere between a 75 and a 79, also known as a mediocre grade from winespectator.com. It is a drinkable wine that may have minor flaws.
A drinkable wine with minor flaws.
What's a wine flaw?
I'm not a snob when it comes to wine. I have very low standards, so I honestly have no idea.
It tastes wet.
Contrasting notes, I tell you. It's contrasting notes.
This one makes me think of mahogany walls, but it tastes like, oh, this is so confusing.
Exactly. Pick a lane, you son of a bitch. So kind of funny here. If you look up Fial and just definition wise, there's I think it's Irish. It means a pinnacle of something, which is
A-
kind of like
A pinnacle in architecture. Okay.
yeah. Okay. But also if you look at the Urban Dictionary, it's a way of expressing an even more epic fail.
Oh,
So you know,
Ta-da!
pick one.
um, pinnacle of creation, utter failure.
Even more.
It can be two
epic fail.
things.
Why shouldn't it?
Oh, I just stumbled across that halfway through us talking
That's
about this knife because
awesome.
usually I'll figure something out to say. And I just didn't have to say anything. I just repeated what I found. My discovery was
That's awesome.
a pinnacle of epic fail.
Yeah, CRKT saw the custom and said, "Hold my wine."
Well, isn't that just CRKT's motto anyway? It's
Yeah.
the pinnacle of epic failure.
Look,
Oh, uh-huh.
many of the examples that are left in my collection are perfectly serviceable.
Serviceable.
Yeah, mediocre with minor flaws. It's all right.
I mean,
Real talk though, that price is a little absurd.
Well, Princeton's getting a cut, whatever it is. I don't know what it is.
he
but he's
clearly got a
getting
good contract.
He's getting Ken Onion money. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? If that's the case, good for him.
he's
I'm
getting
proud of him.
James Williams money up in here.
Somebody's got to make it.
Yeah, James Williams isn't being. Well, I mean, he threw in a deadbolt lock on a knife.
You don't know.
That counts.
Maybe they canned their last onion.
I bet you
That gravy train
Probably
hasn't
not.
died yet. Yeah.
No,
the Onion Junior probably has a thing or two to say about that. It's
it's multi-generational.
well, you know.
Oh God, they're
Sometimes-
multiplying. They're multiplying like onions.
Multi-generational onion duty. You decide what that means.
It sounds like a really bad like Magic the Gathering spell card or something.
You get onion duties. And you're like, oh,
No.
I mean, onions will make you go.
Well, you know.
The onion duties.
You got to be careful. Eat too much French onion soup. Let me know about those onion duties.
All right. Nucleus, you say.
Yeah. Next knife.
Epic fail. Epic fail. You have to run away.
Onion duties.
Oh, you said onion.
So this reminds me of a knife a little bit.
Okay.
And it's one we reviewed way
Mhm,
back
mhm,
in the
mhm.
long, long ago.
Which one, Paul?
I don't want to say.
You don't?
I forget the name of it, and the only thing I remember it by is a nickname that may be inappropriate.
Is it the Rakiri by any chance?
It could be. It has a similar blade shape.
The right
A
Kiri?
little
Yep.
bit. Yeah.
That's
Looks
the
a little,
whole...
little bit like a spaceship.
Little bit. Yep.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, there's some similarities in the blade shape, kinda.
I actually talked about this knife with the Sentinel that came out from Saviti. And actually, I think there's a Microtech that I talked about when this knife came out.
Mm.
So, round and round we go, sir. Round and round. It also reminds me of there was a red and black knife that came a while back from CRKT as well. I want to say it was like the Nero. We reviewed it too.
By who?
CRKT.
Oh, the Nero... Hold on a second. That's fucking funny. So the Nero is a slip joint with a bottle opener and a corkscrew, but that's not the... That doesn't
No.
look at all like what you're talking about.
That is not, but that's the most innovative thing I've ever seen.
Is that handle? Is that handle shaped like a mustache?
Dude,
I hope so.
a
Not
little
on
bit.
purpose, but that's great.
Oh wait, so this is called the triple play. So was Nero the designer?
No, hang on.
I'm in, Okay, so Nero is not this guy. This is the Dextro, but that's not the thing.
No.
Hey, where'd that go? I want the triple play back. Oh my god, it even came with a deep carry pocket clip. So ahead of its time. I don't even know when this came out.
Probably in like 2012 when mustache tattoos were real popular.
It was the
Oh.
Thero, not narrow.
Right. Yes, I remember this thing.
And also has a little bit of Nucleus vibes.
A little bit.
A little bit. I forgot about the. This one reminds me of some of the choppers from Orange County.
From the Predator movies.
I mean, those two.
Yeah.
The alien slime that slurps down from the ceiling. You know?
Listen,
all right.
You slurp on your own time.
So, speaking of slurping some slime, here's some specs. 12C 27 Sandvik for the blade steel. 3.19 blade length. Overall 7.38. Weight is 3.1 ounces. Handle is stainless steel with G10 overlays.
Do they say how thick that blade is?
Blade thickness is 3.2 mils, sir.
Okay. All right, it's a little bit thinner.
It's thinner.
It's slightly thinner. Yeah.
It's a whole half mil, bruh.
Princeton apparently drew inspiration from giant robots or mecha featured in his favorite childhood TV show, Mobile Suit Gundam.
Nerd. I've never watched that before. I don't even know what that is.
You liar.
Yeah. Even after getting that explanation and having watched not an embarrassing amount of Gundam, but I've seen enough.
It is an embarrassing amount, Joe. Why you say? Because it's any.
That being said, Iron Blooded Orphans was on Netflix or Crunchy for a while. Very sad story. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's still too much.
It's adorable that you think that Dennis knows what Crunchyroll is.
Oh, no, that was more for the audience.
That's
I know Ben knows, but yeah. These guys, I don't really see much of the Gundam influence other than the fact that it kind of, I don't know, looks sort of robotic, kind of. I don't get it. I don't get it.
You're not supposed to get it, Joe.
I think when he says it was inspired by, like, it's just the lines and stuff like that, right?
Maybe the way that the animation was even drawn.
I don't know. I don't know about the animes. Do they use speed lines at all for like fast moving robots?
Like in the manga? I never read.
Oh yeah,
I never
for
read
sure
the
they do. Like the red G10 will be all streaky, like yeah.
That's right. That's where I'm getting.
Being like, oh, this knife is moving through space and time, Gundam style.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I saw.
That's my Gundam dance.
Nice. Thank you.
That's all you get.
No.
Just a slight shifting of my shoulders.
So also, just like this guy being 12C27 and stainless steel, G10, blah, blah, blah. You can also get a Magna Cut version with titanium and carbon fibers.
I bet you that's later.
I mean, you could get it. And it would be 2.3 ounces. It's light. It's very light, sir.
I had a photo that I didn't throw up earlier. I'm just going to show now briefly.
Also,
hey, look, lanyard.
Much nicer clip on the fancier version than on the normal version. Hey, look, a Fial lanyard.
Yeah.
Just in case you want to get whippy with your corkscrew.
And there it is in hand, the Nucleus.
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 Once again, a fair size knife. I didn't even talk about the compound grind on this thing. Thinner slice here towards the pivot, thicker out towards the tip.
Thinks it's a Tom Brown tracker over here.
Yeah, something like that.
It doesn't talk about it in any way.
Really?
The compound grind is not even mentioned in.
It's pretty fucking weird to not talk about it.
Front flipper, back flipper, Spidey hole, Gundams, and then a whole bunch of things about Princeton Wong.
We're gonna find out that this first batch was just an accident. They were supposed to have a regular grind.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, probably. G10 backspacer, hey?
I do like that.
Yeah.
That is nice. I didn't notice that until right now.
It's better than plastic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean,
in a week.
Yeah, there's definitely some big brands out there that are still pushing their plastic backspacers.
Kershaw.
Zero tolerance.
Yeah. Why are people just attacking? Why can't we all just get along?
Oh.
That's coming from me.
Yeah. Now sue each other.
No, sue each other. That's it. You just gotta blow before the storm on that one. They never see it coming. Now sue.
Sometimes you just gotta sue, you know? It's very soothing.
Sue the shit out of each other. There you go. So I don't know what's going on with the pocket clip here. Is there an internal screw holding that on the Fancy Boy version, or what the hell is happening?
It was glued on.
It's internal.
Okay. I don't know that pocket clip is really much better than what we end up with on the cheaper version. You have a bearing pinch point, a sheet of steel, and a standoff. It's functionally not all that different.
Yeah, but the clip you get on the knife on the cheap one is poo.
I did find it was tensioned pretty high. I had to peel the end of that tab up a little.
Yeah.
But again, righty only. So suck my anyway. Do it. Suck the anyways.
No.
Suck the.
No. Stop. Do us all a favor. Cease.
You don't even need to give a filler tab. Just mill it. Just do that. Do this thing that you've shown that you could do. Just do it again.
Sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimelier.
Timelier.
Not this time.
Timelier.
But some other time.
Other timelier times.
Yeah. This is not a timelier enough time.
It was the best of times. It was the timeliest of times.
Timelier times, you know.
Timelier times.
Good times. Good times.
Well, I'm about to have a stroke, so.
Yeah.
Ball clip. Do you like the ball clip? Do you not like the ball clip? It's not a ski ramp.
I don't hate it.
So
it's not a ski ramp.
No.
I think they're better implemented on other knives than this one.
Some of the beggies.
Yep. Specifically.
Yeah.
You know, they're doing them okay. Them okay. I don't think CRKT is necessarily doing a bad job on their ballies.
No. It's specifically this knife that I wasn't impressed with.
Well, it's just so damn tight, you see.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if she rolls or not. It's just so damn tight.
A little painful in and out of the pocket for sure. I don't know what it is about this knife that it just isn't doing it for me. And I feel like I'm wrong for feeling that. There's a front flipper, Spidey hole flicking is going to be great. The back flip, it's my favorite type of corner flipper, like the Smock on Spyderco has it. Like, there's a lot that this knife is doing that on paper I should really enjoy it. It's also relatively narrow. Like, it's a pretty decent carry once it's in the pocket.
Do you like the Booze Blade Smoke?
Not really.
That's why.
I do.
Which is also a knife I feel like I should like, but for whatever reason, just never.
So if you put up the Booze Blade Smoke, you'll actually see, again, some similar linerinos.
I do like the smoke, I'll be honest with you.
And it's got some similar linerinos, you know.
Kinda does. Yeah.
And there's some
top flipper and the front flippies and the
Yeah.
You're wrong for not liking that one, Joe.
Well,
I like this one more than the Nucleus.
Nucleus.
But similar clip even.
Mm, the cleep.
That
damn cleep.
The cleep.
Get your cleep out of here.
There's so many different variations of the smoke too. It's neat. Oh, that's a mini smoke. Okay.
It's just a baby.
It's just a baby. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure what it is.
I like how we started reviewing a different knife.
Well, I'm just trying to narrow down what my problem. I don't like just saying I don't like this knife without having like a particular reason for it. And it's not like, again, I don't carry narrow knives with flippers. It's like
I agree with you though. There's features of this knife that I like. I like the opening options. It actually pops open pretty nicely from all the flippers and the Spidey flick and
it's
whatever else.
And it's comfy. The grinds aren't awful.
The red and black G10 is kind of a fun material to use on a knife. I like that.
Yeah.
Overall, maybe not for me. I'm not Gundam enough.
Maybe that's just it. Yeah, I'm not enough of a Gundam fan.
Yeah. Give this thing cat ears. Put a Hello Kitty on it. Really confuse folks.
I was gonna say Hello Kitty theme the shit out of this knife, or Sanrio it, and then it's cute. Yeah, it's even comfy in hand. Like maybe it's just the aesthetics. It just doesn't line up for me. I don't know.
Is it one of these knives that, like, sometimes I get a knife and it's like the blade looks fine, the handle looks fine, but they don't look like they should go together?
Dude, that actually might be it. Wow. Yeah, actually, because looking at those things in isolation, I actually... What the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
That handle actually looks fine by itself, and that blade looks fine by itself, but the combination...
What niche am I supposed to achieve with this knife?
What the hell?
So, two things. I'll answer that question in a minute here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, what you're trying to achieve. But for me, more than anything else, and it was something I almost forgot to talk about here, is the function of opening this knife sucks so bad. It sucks so bad. I don't know if you guys like had the top flipper hit you. Yeah, try to push button open this knife, and the front flipper hits you. You got to light switch it. You can't press button it.
I only had that happen when I tried to make it fail, so maybe I wasn't trying to push button enough.
I don't know, but I had it clunk on me 3 times where the top flipper came around and stopped my deployment because I was press button flipping it. I was like, oh, I guess you got to light switch this one to get your finger the hell out of the way.
That's some knives. Sometimes they do one or the other. Push button is not as common, I find.
And then the Spidey hole was really not that great of an opening on this guy. For me, at least, it didn't flick like, you know, some of the Civivis out there or some of the like.
I wonder if that might just come down to your long fingers and the narrowness of the blade, because it's kind of pinchy getting the grip correct to even do it in the first place. Like
well, that's what I mean. It's not necessarily a natural. So when he's talking about those features, even more so than he's talking about, like the G10 overlays or whatever it is, right? The other features on this knife, the compound grind and stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't even come up in conversation, but the 3-way to open it and the Spidey hole is not that great.
Well, and I agree with you. I like, even me and Joe talking about it, I like those 3 things in isolation and together on knives, but this is definitely not, like, I have better of all of these things in my collection. Like you said, the smock, the cormorant, even my Ivy. That thing front flippers like a banshee. It'll front flipper in my pocket when it's not supposed to.
It's so eager to please that it just...
sometimes it prees.
was gonna say, there you go. I was just gonna say my cormorant I think is actually hanging out in the other room, but yeah, that's an example of a knife where all three of those methods work pretty good.
So, and to answer your question on what this knife is purpose for, I had to look it up because he said it was Gundam inspired. And so I had to look up what a Gundam nucleus is rather than because I was like, where the nucleus, like the center of a cell, but this doesn't really relate to this knife in any way where it's going. But a Gundam nucleus is a powerful energy system designed to give a mobile suit a significant advantage in combat.
Oh, so this is your combat knife.
This is your advantage, yeah, in combat.
Really?
In Mobile Suit Gundam. Yes, specifically in the series that he happens to like, the Nucleus is.
I mean, that's an interesting narrative tie-in, but I wouldn't bill this as a tactical move.
God, I hope not. That handle is a choice.
Well, the new Gundam Nucleus drive is a solar reactor, you see, designed to give you the advantage.
I see. So what you do is you take that blade and you blind your enemies with the sun.
Yeah, I just thought you were going to throw it into the sun. Sorry. It's take this knife, throw it into the sun, and it causes a giant reaction.
Yeah. It gives me the
smite your enemies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Momentary advantage
everybody else on the planet.
Yeah.
That's it.
Momentary advantages. That's all you're looking for. Small victories. Small victories. So
look, if everyone else is dead, I win, right?
Yeah.
Default.
Sure.
So good times. Good times.
Yeah.
It's a choice. Can we talk about the fact that these two knives are so not like themed at all? I don't yet know.
How do you mean?
I don't know what Princeton Wong's style is. I look at Ken Onion. I know what a Ken Onion is immediately.
Yes.
These are so different that I don't know what his like next offering is going to be, and I'm not saying that as a bad thing necessarily.
There's
some not a ton of design lines to stand out. Yeah.
No,
I say specifically, okay, this next one I'm gonna know immediately on seeing it.
That's actually a pretty decent point. Like, they're well designed. Well, okay, so they have very strong aesthetic decisions being made with these knives for sure. But to say that they're purpose built, like I would say the Fial is more purpose built for, it's like there was a goal in mind with that particular design.
Charcuterie. I mean,
yeah,
obviously says,
sure,
right?
yeah,
like
but
those charcuteries board
with the Nucleus here, sure the inspiration is Gundam, sure the inspiration is a tactical advantage or whatever, and maybe the aesthetic and the robotic looking kind of angles to this thing. Okay, maybe it's just an exercise in aesthetic, but you're right. This doesn't really leave much of a design language left over. Even if you look at the, like, I don't know if you've seen collection photos or pictures of multiples of, like, Michael Walker's custom stuff. Like, just
off
lined
top
up.
Of my head.
Yeah, so he's done so many different mechanisms, and so many different shapes of handle are necessary for those mechanisms to work, that you would expect that, like, yeah, they're going to look pretty different from each other. And they do in silhouette and profile, but there's enough design elements on them where it's like, yeah, I only see that kind of thing from Michael Walker and imitators. That's about it. But neither of
Ken
these
Onion's
things really
the same
share
way.
those things. Yeah.
Sinkovich is the same way in a lot of ways.
Ken Onion has certain design cues, like tips of blades or like handle shape in particular for him is like, yeah, as soon as you see those outlines, you're like, yeah, okay, I've seen that. I've seen iterations of this in other forms.
Quick shout out, Dick Richards. What's up? What you carrying? And like I said, I don't necessarily think that is a bad thing in the sense that, like, sure, by having that design language, as soon as one of your knives comes up, people know it. You have that brand recognition, which is good. But on the flip side of things, it leaves you open to design whatever you could possibly want without having to think about, oh, I got to keep this in my wheelhouse.
Well, and sometimes I don't even know if it's like I got to keep it in my wheelhouse. It's just what would I like, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm super curious if there's a custom version of the Nucleus. Keep mispronouncing that.
But like Alan Foltz did the minimalist and he did the ritual. The design language wise, those two things couldn't be farther from each other. You know what I mean?
But Laconico, like when you look at a knife, and you might not know right away that it's Laconico, but you're like, oh, there's something about that knife, and you're like, yeah, designed by Ray Laconico. I'm like, yeah, that's
it.
Yeah.
But Stuff Hell, I like a lot of his designs, and he definitely has certain design language that I like from, and that a lot of his designs carry. But he also makes some stuff where you're like, huh, really now? You know what I mean?
Sorry, who? Princeton Wong or?
No. Step Hell.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
so
fair.
And I like Stuff Hell's work, and maybe it's you need to maybe in my mind you have to build that recognition so that you can go off script.
Maybe. But just as I'm looking at this, there's this website 50/50 Productions. Oh, Sharp by Coop.
That's a good looking knife.
If you're not following Sharp on Instagram, you absolutely should be. His photos are fantastic.
I will say this: these knives definitely have more of a style to each other.
And
100%.
they look more like the Fial as well, right?
Yes,
like there's definitely this swooping, sort of elongated, elegant look to the handles. It's like, yeah, okay, I can see similarities there.
So maybe it is just the what's that Gundam, the Nucleus? Maybe it's just that is the departure, and we're seeing them both side by side.
It could very well be, and from everything I was seeing on his Instagram here, at least as far back as I could go,
did you see the mill lines in that blade?
I
Joe?
did, yes, very cool.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, did I click away? Might have been this one. Yeah, that thing's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something sunburst patterns, you know? That's pretty cool.
There certainly may or may not be your design specifically, but looking at his customs, you can absolutely see why he is like he got this contract and stuff like that. He makes some really pretty things.
I wonder if this guy here was designed, like they say, stealth fighter and profile, that kind of thing. This probably was just a collaboration from the ground up. Basically just an excuse for him to do something a little bit different, which is understandable.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just interesting that he chose something so divergent from what I would consider his normal style, just seeing random snippets of his work.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw that swan pivot applique, but that thing was ridiculous and beautiful.
Which one? The Oh, yes.
It was the gold
that thing. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's hot.
Yeah. It's like a crane or something.
Yeah, the crane. That's what I was going to say. Almost like crane style Suba.
Yeah. Yeah, I dig that. Like that a lot. And you can even see something in the
backspacer kind of peeking
through. The backspacer, yeah. I don't know what that exactly is, but it looks neat.
Without seeing
looks kind of like a suspension bridge or something. It's probably duck feet, swan, or crane feet. It's got a really little body and really long legs.
Yeah.
Just
some
climbing over the mountains.
So
like Siren Head.
Nucleus though.
Mm-hmm.
I think boat sums it up.
Yeah. I would say as a grade, this thing may not be in the center of my attention. That means it doesn't necessarily mean it's not worth looking at. Yeah.
Is it the mitochondria? It's the powerhouse of your cell?
I wouldn't say that.
I see.
Look, I got carbon fiber and S90V. If this isn't current powerhouse of the cell. I don't know what is.
Touche. You got me there.
It's more of a
Fucking love that unit.
nucleolus than it is a nucleus. So
Nucleoli.
is that more than one casing?
Yeah, probably.
That's just it's a empty shell. Is that soft, squishy shell?
Well,
Is
there's a
that-
lot of holes here, so it's definitely empty.
Is it plot
Permeable.
holes? That's, I mean,
Permeable,
like any
Joe.
other Gundam storyline.
Permeable.
I don't know.
Is the opening hole supposed to look like a window? Because now I can't unsee like a visor in a Gundam face or something.
Probably.
Gundam face. Listen here, Gundam face.
I mean, where'd you learn that name? So-
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I have my ways.
Eh.
I like how Joe just was like checking his Twitter there for a minute.
Twitter?
Just-
You think I partake in Twitter? That is deeply funny, sir. You'll be hearing from my lawyers
Yeah, that's fair.
for slander and misrepresentation.
That's also fair. Oh, Broken Skull. Joe was carrying that on Saturday. It's a great knife. That's another one that I should pull out of my collection and carry more.
Hell yeah. Don't let the Stone Cold scare you away. This is a fantastic knife.
Yeah. That's the knife that I should take for whatchamacallit?
To loot in the woods?
No, to leave in Toronto.
Oh.
Don't do that.
I see what you're
Don't do
saying.
that. You'll never get that fucking thing back.
No.
Yeah, don't leave it in Toronto.
It's a lot of knife for Toronto though. It's a 4-inch blade.
Leave it in San Francisco. It works out better.
One of the times we went to Toronto, I brought my S30V military, so it
Nice.
was a substantial knife, but I love that thing.
Well, and I'm carrying the what is it?
Was it the H&K you brought by, or?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what that part number is. Is that a 1507 or something?
Well, you know, so you're close, but no, it's like a 14 something.
705?
I don't know.
14716 is the mini.
Okay, so
715 would be 14715 would be the full size.
14715 BK, baby. Yep.
Yeah, that's your fault, Joe. You sold me that.
Yeah. How dare you?
Yeah,
How dare
that
I
was
get you a nice knife?
That was the like, oh, different steel does matter.
Yeah.
That was the upgrade from like 8 CRs was to that knife.
To Benchmade's D2. Yeah, that's a hell of a jump.
Yeah. And then I couldn't sharpen it.
Yeah. I remember that follow-up conversation too.
Yeah.
A little bit at least.
Look at you now. Look
Yeah.
at you now.
Sharpen anything.
Gold class bug outs and fucking 9-inch Miyabis.
Yeah. That's
You can wreck the edge on all of them.
I don't know if I told you, Joe. I was
Yeah?
telling Dennis and Mark. That
You
Black
wrecked the
Series.
edge?
No.
No, I'm just being an asshole.
Okay.
That Black Class or Black Series knife that I have from
The ZDP one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jose, what is up? Carrying the Spyderco Endura with
Nice.
a notch cut into it so it waves out like a monster.
I know which knife you speak of, sir.
That's
And
hilarious. How dare you deface Spyderco's perfection? No, I'm joking. It's okay. You do what you want.
It's functional. Yeah.
Indeed.
But what'd you do to your ZDP, Paul?
So it's been officially like 2 years. I got it in the summer of 2022.
Yep.
It is still shaving sharp.
Good lord. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. There's a bald patch on my knee that I gave it a good stropping recently, and it is absurd.
Lovely. What
Yeah.
did you ever find out what the Rockwell is on that knife? Like it's
66.
yeah, it's good
I
God.
think it's I think it's literally 65 to 67. So
Yeah, that's healthy.
yeah,
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm.
it was the same range as a Rockstead.
That's silly. It's just silly.
For a kitchen knife, that's awesome. That's pretty sweet.
It's so good.
So Jose's got the titanium handled Endura that he did that with. P.S.
Really?
Yeah, and
no.
Dick Richards, we haven't gone to Toronto yet. In roughly about a month's time, actually, we will be visiting. So yeah,
There you go.
and yes, it'll be business. We got convention that we got to go out to. So
It's usually pretty hectic time.
Long days and short nights.
Yeah, have fun, Paul.
yeah, it'll be those things. It'll be those things.
It's
All right.
it's business, not pleasure, Joe.
Well, okay. Don't have fun, Paul.
Oh, there you go.
We about done?
I
We
think
about done
so.
here?
I think so. I think
Well,
we've said
for-
all there is for these guys, but
Review town. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
The hell was that?
I don't know. I
Hopefully
heard it.
hopefully it's children yelling.
I was gonna say you got children screaming in your in your background
I
as
do.
well.
All the time.
Okay.
All the time, Joe. Like pretty much every night.
That sounds fun.
My condolences.
I think there's a kid on my floor that doesn't like bedtime and is resistant.
Well, school's over, you see. School's over.
Indeed.
School's out for the summer, so
and-
I don't have to go to bed now.
And I have a neighbor that thinks that what they should do when their infant is crying in the middle of the night is walk the hallway. So it makes sure to annoy everybody else. Rather than just keep it in their apartment where we would still hear it, but it would be much more muffled.
I appreciate how you continue to refer to it as an it.
I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, so
He's just trying to be nice.
It's
Yeah,
a puppy.
it's an infant
It's
at
a
this point.
puppy. It's
no, their puppy's a sweetheart, and they're nice too. So I don't knock on their door and complain to them or anything like that. Kids are kids, but I hear them fairly frequently. I don't know if I have a rating for this thing, other than the fact I like the pivot. I like the red. What is that? A 2 out of 10?
Fuck.
That's mostly joking.
Yeah.
Like we've said, there's things that speak to me about it, and there's things that don't.
I
But
told you I rated it a nucleolus, and by that I mean it's the squishy outer sac.
Yeah, it says the sack, no testicles.
It is not the inner important shit. The juicy seed of the fruit, as it were.
Look, if we were going to get some juicy
Shouldn't.
Just for the
fruit
record,
seed-
Paul, before you be all cringy at me, nucleus is Latin for the seed of a fruit.
Indeed.
Indeed. You're like, I got nothing.
No, I was
You're
gonna
all
make
grossed
a
out
really.
on me in a second because I was talking about
But-
seed. And
I was gonna
fruits.
make a really grossed out or gross comparison, but I won't.
Instead of that,
Well,
what
as
if
long
we...
as you do it in Latin, then you're good, right? Like, it's,
Yeah, there you go. Un français. No, but
this isn't
okay.
the feel. We're done with
Carpe
that life.
noctem.
No, this isn't the feel. But what if we got
Carpe
this?
noctem.
What if we got this instead of the nucleus, though?
Doesn't that mean seize the night?
I'm just trying to skate right over that. I
Seize it.
feel a little robbed. Honestly, I would have liked to have seen like this kind of shit. CRKT. I would like to see them do this kind of shit.
Where have I seen this like giant oversized pivot design before?
Michael Walker uses it a lot.
Okay.
For his,
Bestech
pivot
just
locks.
came out with that Bowie looking one with a big oversized pivot
That's where it was.
that they kept hinting about interchangeable pivoty things, and then
What's
they're
that?
not going to.
What's that Warncliffey Savivi too? Because that one has a big pivot
Ooh,
with the aluminum handle.
The Sentinel?
that doesn't have
Not
a
the
giant
Sentinel.
pivot.
It's more Warncliffey than that. It's like roundy. And we had it in black and we had it in lime green.
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. The Starflyer.
Yeah.
Starflare, yes.
That one that we
Yeah.
reviewed, you know.
Yeah.
That one.
Clearly, we have strong opinions.
There's
There's
It's
so
all right.
many.
Nothing wrong with that. So yeah, good times.
Bam, bam.
Didn't even
bam,
look
bam,
up
bam,
our
bam,
video.
Bam, 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 bam. No. Bam, 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 bam. There we go.
I like how disgusted you were.
So we're done. We want to entertain Ben about his Olite Metal 3.
What's this?
I don't know. He's in the group chat. He's
What's a
telling
Metal
us
3?
the Metal 3 Olite. Check it out.
Look it up, Joe.
It's got
Look it up.
Nucleus vibes, and he's got an interesting story.
Back on Twitter.
He's sending you an image which isn't related to the metal at all. Don't open that file.
Don't worry, Joe. The Dems will find a new candidate. It's fine.
What was that, Paul?
I said, don't worry. The Dems will find a new candidate. It's fine because Biden announced on Twitter that he was out of the race.
Well, I don't know if you saw all the jokes about like him refusing to. So he's like, I withdraw $200 from the ATM. Like, it's just there's a bunch of stuff. So Vanita's like, oh, he pulled out of the like running, and I'm like, for his condo board. Jeez. No, for real this time. Like, anyway.
The
sorry,
fact that he did it on Twitter but not on TV is kind of weird, though.
You said this was an Olite?
Olite Metal 3? METTLE.
Yeah.
Metal, like meddlesome. But isn't that D? Isn't that meddling?
That is D. That is meddling. I was like,
wait a second.
Wait, what the fuck is happening, guys?
You know.
Okay, so O-Knife is a thing. We go to O-Knife's website. We look up the metal. Nothing found. Okay.
Just Google it.
I know, dude. I did Google, and the fuck all came up. All I got is a description, guys. First message I got was a picture. Oh, he linked it directly. Thank you.
Yeah.
Olightstore.ca. Okay. What do you mean the site can't be reached?
Do better, Joe.
Ben, your knife doesn't exist. You're making it up.
He sent the story to us all, so maybe.
Did I?
Joe's just, terrible.
Why don't you just go to olight.com and look up the Metal 3?
That's what I tried doing. Nothing.
Sounds made up.
It didn't work. Wait, olightstore.ca. Okay. Wait, the site can't be reached. Is it down? I can go to Google.
That'd be pretty funny if...
I can find olightstore.ca through Google. It opens that way. Okay. It's fucked, but whatever. The metal.
Just blame Ben. He gave us a bad link.
Okay, metal 3.
Trying to give us
Zero
viruses.
Results. What about...
Yeah, it's right there.
Space. There's metal 2. Metal 3. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a CAD drawing, sir. That's not a real knife. I don't know if it is or isn't. It just looks sus.
You're sus.
Interesting. Okay.
Is that are those Phillips screws?
Yeah.
Huh. That looks like if what's his name? If Browse blades
Engineer or Emerson.
and Emerson had a baby. Emerson screws on a Browse blades, whatever you want to call it.
So apparently Ben's fun story is that button lock can be converted very, very easily, and maybe is sold out at this point in time. But if you choose to want to one extra part, conveniently turn a button lock into a not button lock.
Ben's telling on himself. I see.
Wink,
wink,
the not a button lock.
So, if you can convert this to a push-button auto, does this mean that the button locks closed and the only way to open it is by pressing the button?
Probably. Just like any other.
I'm okay with that. And I gotta be honest, with how easy a lot of the, as far as how these gravity dives have been working, I don't mind it. It's cool.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind it. I think it's cool.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times.
It's kind of a funky design.
Yeah, it's got some lines for sure.
He
The
said
blade.
Nucleus lines. Little bit.
Its blade's got a like 1970s Corvette kind of vibe to me. That like raised over the wheel arches.
Like a stingray?
I just saw a glimpse of the blade open there when you did it, and I was like, that's like if a James Williams and a GTC had a baby.
Yeah.
Oh, a little bit. Yeah. It's like they wanted to do a Japanese Tonto, but they're like, no, only straight lines on the edge.
They were like, no
curve.
Kiradashi that.
You know what that blade looks like? It looks like my 0055.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
With a hint of Hisatsu.
I don't hate it. I'm kind of irritated that I don't hate it. That's pretty weird. Yeah, and it's still oh my god, they have a reverse Tonto tip. It's a Tonto reverse Tonto. Oh no.
It's just doesn't that just like cancel each other out and it's now just a tip?
No, it's just a drop point.
It's a reverse.
Yeah.
Oh.
CPM, what is up? What fancy lad thing are you carrying today? And apparently it was advertised in Canada on their own website that you could turn it into an automatic and then immediately scrubbed from the internet.
Oops. So this is .ca. Is there a .com?
There might be a .com.
Okay, well there's OLightStore.ca. OLight's not a Canadian company.
No. No.
It's adorable.
Look at this guy.
Okay, so OLight doesn't
like
sell
new
knives.
To the flashlight world.
Okay. Okay, just oknife.com. So the Metal 3 is not on the OKnife website. It's only on olightstore.ca.
OLight's store, not OKnife. Yeah.
But it's also not on the OLight American website either.
It's
so
only
it's a Canadian-only knife, and they're like, hey, want an automatic?
TS. Yeah. Don't do what Donnie Dote does.
Don't do it.
You install this part that we're going to conveniently leave in this box for you.
Here you go. Do it.
Oh.
Now sue each other.
But it is on olightstore.com. Does it say anything about automatic conversion here? No, they got rid of it on their American website as well. Sneaky.
Quick flick of the wrist.
Does that pocket clip look like it's bent fucking backwards to you? Like, I know it's following the lines of the knife, but seeing it in that pocket there really threw me off.
Don't worry about it, son.
It's like it's trying to get away from you. You're trying to tickle it, and it's like, no, stop.
Stop.
It's the old cross draw pocket clip.
Yes. That's awful. Thank you.
That's not a thing. Shut up. You shut up. Stop making that a thing.
What's the blade steel on this thing?
S35.
That's all right.
It's okay. For 120, 130 American.
What'd you say it was, sorry?
175. And it's S35.
S35. Okay.
Yeah. TC4 titanium alloy. Okay.
Which I think TC4 is grade 5.
That's fair. IDO 6AL4V is grade 5, and I know grade 5 is grade 5. But I don't know about TC4.
I'm pretty sure I've looked into TC4 at one point.
Is that like the Russian standard, or I can't remember where TC4 is?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. But it also might be why it's a coated titanium instead of an anodized titanium. You never know. Although the backspacer is anodized.
You guys are a bunch of nerds.
Yeah.
So. Got a topic. Got a couple topics.
All right. Let's hear it.
You should go to the Tactile Knife Company.
Fine.
Like Tactile Turn?
Well, yeah, but Tactile Knife.
The knife site. Same company, same location. Hey, look at that. Look at that texture from the milling. Isn't that cute? The Archer. Is that what you wanted to show?
No, go to Shop Knives.
Oh.
The Mariner 2, sir.
Hey.
We're gonna look closer at that Archer after, because that looked cool as fuck.
Designed in the 80s by Bob himself.
So I'm trying to find. I saved it. Damn it! I didn't get it to you in time because I forgot about it. Here we go. I'll send it to you right now, sir. There is actually a ad that they.
Why an NES? Sorry, Paul. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Why an NES in the background?
You know why?
I love it.
In the 80s.
But what?
Do I get to send it to you?
Is there another reason that makes sense?
No.
Yeah. See, what I was gonna say is this might be the first time I like a thumb plate because they dovetailed the thumb plate into the blade.
It's kind of hot.
That's sexy as fuck.
It's kind of hot.
Yeah.
And I am still waiting on an email, but that could down that could be down to. Oh, okay. I was just gonna say that could be down to Outlook being shitty because it's Outlook.
No, now it should be coming your way.
Oh, okay.
You can crop the top and the bottom if you need to and just zoom in. But I actually screenshotted it was an old ad that they had from like, the long ago.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
1987.
I was 4.
Fast maps.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I could have given a much more depressing timeline.
Well, don't do that.
Yeah.
We're sad enough. We don't need any more of your bullshit now.
So yeah, there you
Probably
go.
True.
The OG one versus the new one.
I'm sorry. Is that a milled clip in the 80s?
No, that's a benchmade clip.
The top
I
one
see.
is.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah, you're on the same page now, though, aren't you?
I am.
All right, took you a while to get there. It was choose your own adventure there for a minute.
Okay,
a little bit.
I answered my own question. They got rid of the lanyard hole on a knife meant for use on the water. The one time where it's like you should probably have a attachment point for your lanyard, but it does. There's a pin. It's just a hidden pin.
Yeah.
Even better. Okay.
They did it the right way. Is it weird to say that this gives me a little bit of like Holt haptic vibes?
The blade, maybe a little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Magnicut is 63 to 64.
Otherwise known as correct things to do.
Just for the record. Yeah. So.
On a folder. I'm into it. Pardon me.
Yeah.
So,
bringing that piece of history back to life is what they say.
So, they call this the Marine/Rigger folder. Is this guy... The original's Hollow Ground. Is this one also?
I don't think so.
Bummer. Okay. Oh shit, dude! There's a picture of the 80s version in color here on their website. They just make you scroll. Oh, it's the same advertisement you sent me. It's on their page. You just got to keep scrolling.
Oh, that's amazing.
There you
nice.
go.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude, I want to see it.
I dig that.
What's with you and aquatic knives?
I don't know about that necessarily. Is it
like
me and aquatic knives?
Well, you like quiet carry stuff, right? That's pretty aquatic-y.
I like some of quiet carry stuff, but I mean, it ticks
fair.
a lot of boxes. It's drop pointy, good tabs. This thing, though,
doesn't look hollow ground on the new version, but I don't know that bothers me all that much. That's pretty slick.
I'm in, man.
$429 American, but I mean, you are going to be paying for it.
I'm back out.
Tactile turn, right?
Yeah. No.
They have the Mavericks, a $600 knife.
And it's
Yeah, no,
Trizola.
100%. I'm
and
not saying it's not worth
as
it.
well, so it's, I mean...
Oh, 100%.
You know.
I just...
Ooh, that's dangerous. Or as low as $37.12 American a month with Afterpay. Shit. You're going to get me on these Afterpay things, aren't you?
You're gonna get me on these fucking Afterpays.
Got this monthly payment plan on my knife.
Good lord. Good God. Yeah, I can see this being up your alley. Very plain Jane, very straightforward to the point. But that's not
What's
a bad
the blade
looking.
length?
It's a good looking tool.
It's got to be around 3.5, right? No?
Blade
3.
length.
Oh,
2.98.
shit.
3 on the nose.
Is that just a
Mini
small
griptilian.
hand, or is my perception of size totally
No,
wrong?
I thought when I saw that all of a sudden, I was like, I think that's smaller than I think it is, and I'm okay
That's
with that. But I think it's
2.9.
grip, like bug out size, mini grip size.
You've been into the mini
it's native
knives
side.
lately.
Because this is barely a 3-inch blade between the handle and head tip, so it's going to be pretty similar.
In Schmegma cut?
I digs it.
Dude, do you see the blade thickness? 0.1 inch, which is like 2.4 mils. That's
Skaha?
yeah, thank you. That's the Skaha thickness. Yeah, 2.5 mil thickness. That's
manufactured in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, Magna Cut at 64 Rockwell in that thinness, I bet you performs like a banshee.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be hollow ground at that point. Good lord.
I bet you.
So, yeah, I'm just saying, putting it on your radar. Kind of cool.
Yeah, it's hot. Oh, wow. So that hardware, does that screw directly into the handle? I think it does. That's kind of neat. Yeah, okay, this is a pretty cool looking knife.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Diddly.
Not the...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, this is not the thing that I thought it was that you were going to bring up.
Well, I got that as a backup, you know.
That's fair.
So, we can save that little gem if we want, but it is pushing that time. We could just end on this note today.
We could.
Yeah. Keep that under our hats. Keep Joe in the not in the know, so to speak.
In the fog, in
but
the gray.
One of you guys has to remember.
Fog of war.
I'm not going to remember that there was something else.
Yeah.
Well, I think we'll remember.
Dennis will remember. It's fine.
Okay.
Dennis will remember. Dennis wrote it down.
I remember it this time.
Dennis is writing it down here in front of my computer. Okay, we got it.
What's the last note that I wrote down here? What is one Biggles worth?
Ah, yes.
And hashtag slinging hamsters.
Oh, okay. I said, what's up with Boker's website? It's good. That's the last note I have.
Yeah. What the hell? Yeah.
Sometimes I make funny notes.
Yeah. Poker website I can navigate. What the fuck is this?
I was just trying to Google translate from German.
Yeah. Well, God, man, like the trend lately has been for knife company websites to just go get worse and worse. So to see Boker of all companies like, oh, your website is much better. Great. Sweet.
Look, Boker's not one to buck to a trend. Unless that trend's gonna make them money.
Sorry, it's
buck to a.
Yeah. Buck to a, is that like the chicken equivalent?
Yeah.
Yes.
I hate it. I hate everything about it.
Listen here, spitting chicken.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't like saying it either.
You didn't like saying it.
Sometimes you just gotta. It's a little bit more interesting when you let the intrusive thoughts win. That's all I'm saying.
We're on the same page. I didn't like that you said it.
I think everyone agrees that they don't like you just said that.
Oh, you weren't meant to.
All right, gentlemen.
What's the response? That wasn't for you.
Oh, come on.
I think we can round it out.
I think so.
I think it's about time to start making dinner.
Thanks to the Cutting Edge for bringing in some new CRKT stuff, like fancy on the nose Blade Show stuff, and then like bam, it was here type of thing. So
Yeah.
good for you guys. Check them out on the website if you're interested in fancy corkscrew knives.
Heck yeah, go us.
Or Gundam
style.
Yeah.
If
you can do both things as well.
You can.
Can you drink wine while watching? That's probably the best way to experience the series. Just
Gundam drunk.
Just drunk.
But wine drunk. So
yeah,
just a slight headache.
You got to get depressed along with the characters. It's really the only way.
You got to be as low as they are.
All right. I hate everything about that.
Yeah, Thanks, Cutting Edge.
Yeah, thanks to people that continue to follow us on the Instagrams too. It confuses me every day. You're swell.
Yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Maybe
also, appreciate everyone who continues to contribute on Patreon before, current, future.
The guys were talking about financing knives in chat after Joe mentioned the Afterpay. And basically, that's what Patreon has been for our patrons.
Yeah, you tell us what knife you want, and we'll save up for you.
And get you something better.
Get you something different.
And then get you a Benchmade when you didn't ask for it. Ta-da! Yeah.
Time heals all wounds.
But converted a couple people, I think, in the running. So, yeah. Anyone else?
I think we're good.
I think that's it. You should
let us. We got everyone.
Deapparate.
Play us
away.
All
right, guys. We will see you again here next week. I think we're ready to rumble again next week. So, yeah. Thanks for joining us. We will be back here next Sunday, 7:15 Mountain Standard Times. On that note, have a great night, guys. We'll see you all here again next week. I am who I am. I'm Dennis Vipers.
I am the Iron Joe.
And I'm exile.ca.
And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Not just an epic fail. More than epic fail.
Fail
That's
again.
Like failure 2.0.
But epiclier.
Epiclier.
Fail epiclier.